for this trap shit. Sergeant Smack make it backflip. Telly Hank did with the action. With the Vato speaking Spanish. Frank Matthews, how I vanish. Poof. Came back like I'm King Tut. Gold BBS is on a beamer. When Fat Cat was 10 queens up. Ball off the profit, not the re-up. Fly like Puerto Rican Jesus. Uptown like I'm Baby Maine. Just caught a touchdown from the Bay.
We have new information tonight in a deadly shooting at a pharmacy in the Bronx. A 27-year-old drill rapper from Los Angeles was killed in a botched robbery. It happened inside the Amazing Pharmacy in East Tremont yesterday afternoon. The victim, Avanti Frowner, was with his friend who survived. He told police 3 men robbed them of cash and gold chains. The victim was followed into the pharmacy where he was fatally shot. Frowner was in town to film a rap video on June 21st. Police are looking for the suspects.
So let me tell you where I'm from to get a glimpse of how I'm living. 26, ain't counted, lost so many, lost my feelings. Counted up for all them days when I ain't have it, now I'm living in Miami in the Bentley with my broski smoking.
Following breaking news out of the Bronx, a man shot and killed after he was followed into a pharmacy.
Eyewitness News reporter Sonia Rincon joins us live from the scene. She's just arrived on the scene in the East Tremont section. Sonia.
And what we do know is that police are looking for 4 men in the shooting death of a 27-year-old man inside this pharmacy behind me. It happened just around 1 in the afternoon, and what it appears happened is that these 4 men followed this 27-year-old victim into the pharmacy. He did not work at the Amazing Pharmacy, as it's called, but they did follow him inside, and police say it appears that they were trying to rob him when they shot him. We did speak with someone who knows the pharmacy employees, a regular customer, very concerned about them when she heard about where this happened.
As you see right now, I'm shocked. I'm shocked, and I was very concerned for them because they are good people, and this never seen this happen here at all. And especially I heard that it happened inside, so I was very concerned for them, for their safety, because they are good people.
Thankfully, nobody else was hurt, but this 27-year-old man was taken to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. Still no word on his identity, and the search continues for the 4 men believed to be responsible for this
Violence continues across the borough now as several men are on the loose at this hour after police say they shot and killed Avanti Frowner, who's identified on social media as a drill rapper from Chicago. News 12's Jericho Tran is at the pharmacy in Tremont where those shots were fired, speaking to someone who witnessed the moments after the shooting. Jericho.
Dan, I've spoken to several neighbors here, and they are shocked. This is not something that they want to see happening on their block. Now, I spoke to one woman who stayed to watch the moments after the shooting all the way up until when EMS carried Frowner out on that stretcher, and she didn't want to be on camera, but here's what she had to say.
It was just very chaotic. I seen a lot of people running. I see some employees running out, crying, screaming. I actually seen when the ambulance took the guy out and he had like a big hole on his chest. Like it was just bleeding out.
Police believe 27-year-old Avanti Frowner was followed inside this pharmacy by these men you see on your screen here. They tell us that Frowner was shot several times and robbed here at 595 East Tremont Avenue on Thursday afternoon. Take a good look. Have you seen them around? According to his Instagram page, Frowner's rap name was MoneyGang Vontae. He was visiting the Bronx from LA and was originally from Chicago. His mother posted this picture of him online with the words, "I love you, son." Now, incidents like this have a huge impact on the community. This is a busy block. There's a lot of businesses, and most importantly, there's a lot of families. That shooting took place in broad daylight right at this pharmacy here, and that is all just steps away from a park and a children's playground. You can see that right here behind me. So this has families scared, not only for their well-being, but for the safety of their young ones. In East Tremont, Jericho Tran, News 12.
Yo, we back. It's Shay's Popalot. Whole bunch of mob shit going on. We on our way to Chicago with it, but this story got legs. So we gonna spend some time in LA before shit get tragic in the Tremont section of the Bronx. Now, before I get into the rundown, I want to take time to go over a cardinal rule. Now, I'm not sure if the young ones know it or not, but you had to know it when I was coming up. It's not where you from, it's where you at. And with that being said, I'm going to do my best to try to tell you the story of a guy by the name of Avanti, MoneyGang Vontae Frowner. MoneyGang Vontae grew up on the south side of Chicago, as he would explain in an interview with our good people over at DGB. He would go into detail explaining how he had a regular life that any child would experience growing up in one of the roughest neighborhoods in the nation. And just like a lot of youngins growing up in that urban environment, I'm going to take some time to remix a Biggie lyric. You either doing hip hop, you slinging crack rock, or you got a wicked jump shot. And with those being the options on the table, MoneyGang Vontae looked like he gravitated more towards the hip hop scene. And I'm sure seeing guys like Chief Keef, Lil Durk, and King Von coming out of the same geographical area that you're in, it just makes that dream seem all the more possible. So in the efforts to try to make these dreams a reality, MoneyGang Vontae would take his show on the road, literally, and move to Los Angeles, where he would continue to make a name for himself, dropping new music and recording new music videos. Now, I'm not quite sure at what time or at what age he started doing music, but I did happen to see that he uploaded his first music video titled Perfect Timing on May 19th of 2020. So he legitly was just getting his footing and just getting started in the game. Now, in the year leading to that tragic situation that would happen in that pharmacy in the Bronx, I saw that he would go on some major online outlets like On My Block, where he would go on to freestyle, as well as sit down for an interview on the porch where he would go into detail about his life and his plans for his music in the future. But he wouldn't get a chance to execute on any of those plans, as he was on a trip to New York in June of 2022 to shoot a music video would end in a set of sad circumstances. And everything would unfold in the midday hours of June 9th, 2022, as the 27-year-old Avanti Frowner would be seen on surveillance footage being followed by 4 men into the amazing pharmacy on East Tremont Avenue in the Bronx. As I could only show clips of that pharmacy footage because it was just so brutal, the video would show MoneyGang Vontae essentially in a fight for his life against 4 men. And in the video, it would show MoneyGang Vontae being beaten up the aisle of the pharmacy. The video would end with the beating leading to the booth that the pharmacists are usually in, counting the medications, where you can see the pharmacists huddling and trying to hide to get out of the way. And only seconds after MoneyGang Vontae essentially makes it into that pharmacy booth, a 24-year-old man by the name of Isaiah Garrett, who police would eventually identify as the shooter, would proceed to shoot Avanti Frowner several times, essentially killing him. Now, me watching the video closely, I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like Isaiah Garrett even took the weapon off of MoneyGang Vontae's waist. Isaiah Garrett would end up being arrested in Georgia, along with 23-year-old Alan Allegran and 25-year-old Nashawn White, just days after authorities would arrest an 18-year-old by the name of River Jones in his dorm at the Monroe College in New Rochelle, after the 4 men would be indicted just 2 months after the senseless robbery. And while all might say some robberies are senseless, I beg to differ. But with this one, I wholeheartedly believe that, because with a city like New York, you could imagine the amount of surveillance footage that is out there when you're performing a robbery in broad day. And when I say broad day, I'm talking about 2:30 in the afternoon on top of that, this is a situation where a robbery escalated to a homicide, where I definitely don't think that had to be the case, as they had 4 men trying to take his watch and his chain. With it being 4 against 1, almost no matter how hard he fought, y'all would eventually get it. But this was a situation where Isaiah Garrett essentially took the other 3 defendants from a 10 to 15 year sentence if they were caught for the robbery crime, rather than an elbow, as that's what I think they're looking at, with facing 2nd-degree murder, 1st-degree manslaughter, 1st-degree robbery, and 1st-degree gang assault. So with that being said, young ones, watch that first scene in Menace to Society. Know who you with, boy. We want to say RIP to MoneyGang Vontae, condolences to his family. Y'all make sure y'all hit the subscribe button right under this video so y'all know when this real trill spill shit is dropping. Y'all get in the comment box. Y'all let me know what cities we need to go to, what stories we need to cover, what gangsters we miss. And definitely make sure y'all follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, POP_A_LOT. And y'all know I'm going to be back before y'all know it, telling the tales of the streets. It's your guy, Popalot. Mob Gang